Morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well and in high spirits. Today, I'm going to talk about the art of war and driving. I read somewhere that if you can master analogies, then you can master communication. And so that's part of what I'm doing here, or trying to do. Here goes. So I'm driving and I'm being tailgated. Like, they're right on me. And I'm not going to go faster because I already know what I'm doing. And my passenger, who is a little trash talker, says, "Man, why don't you learn how to drive? Everybody's going around you and they're getting mad." And I said, "Look, pay attention to all those cars. I'm going to point them out for you." And I described them. I said, "They're ahead of me now. But by the time we get to this point, I will have beat them. Because I know the terrain, I know the lay of the land, and I have foresight. There's things in my life that I've learned that allow me to plan to be an excellent driver." In the art of war, Sun Tzu says that the greatest generals do not demand victory from their men. They demand it from circumstances. There's a famous story, I think it's about Cortez, where they had, come here and plundered and raped and pillaged, and, everybody could go back to Spain as rich men. They were set for life. And so they didn't want to fight anymore. They didn't have a need to fight. And so Cortez burnt down the ships so that they couldn't leave. And they understood that they needed him to guide them out of there, even though they were the men, because he was looking at conditions and circumstances and looking for victory there, not necessarily in his men, who were ready to leave him and, go back and just chill. So, how does this equate to driving? Oftentimes I've been, tailgated, and people go around me fast and they look at me. Sometimes they even flip me off for going too slow. And their cars will take off. Whoa! Dodge Chargers, Camaros, Mustangs, cars like that most of the time. And there's some Mustangs that I give major props to. Those ones with 760 horsepower out from the factory. That's a real car right there. But anyways, even someone who doesn't know the lay of the land in that car can be beat by someone in a Saturn, in a Toyota, in a Kia, in a fucking old school Yugo if they got one. So here's why. So these people go around me and they gun it. But I already know there's a red light right there. That's why I'm cruising. Because even if I don't hit the gas pedal anymore, I'm going to hit that red light and have to hit the brakes. And I'm trying to not put wear and tear on my car, because that shit's expensive. I'm not rich to just be doing that, right? And so the light changes. Whoa, they gun it. I'm still cruising. People going around me. We all get to the light at the same time. In fact, now I'm at the front of the light because everyone went around me and they're all in the fucking right-hand lane. And if they didn't rush, I would have got over and let them go. So anyways, we keep going. And I hold back. Cars are going around me. They're all piling up because I know the light's red. If it's green, I make the lights. I'm looking around corners as I drive. And so I see the lights about to change, but I see that up ahead there is no light, but there's a railroad crossing. And all these cars that gunned it to get around me and got in this other lane that is going fast, faster than me, but has a school bus at the front. So I know that bus has to stop at the railroad tracks because that's the law. And I know that I'm going to cruise by all these people that gunned it, looked at me like I don't know what I'm doing, and I end up getting to my destination sooner. I also told my passenger, just in the spirit of being a good world citizen, that the law also says you could turn right if there's no cars coming at a four-way intersection. And so I never take the right-hand lane if I'm going straight. Even if I get the front of the line, I'll get behind 2 or 3 cars in the middle lane, because someone might pull up, need to turn right, and now they can't because I wanted to be at the front of the pack. And really, that doesn't make a difference if you don't know what you're doing. I've raced cars on the freeway, and I'm looking ahead at lights, openings, and they're just counting on their car's horsepower. They're men. They're relying on the horsepower of that car to win for them, and I'm relying on traffic, how it's moving, flowing, and navigating that to beat them in a car with 1/5 the horsepower. Now, don't get me twisted. If I had a car with a lot of horsepower and this ability to look ahead, I'd probably be even faster. And I'm not racing people or any of that. My point was to teach my passenger today, look, we're going to get to the destination before them without all that fanfare, without all that wear and tear on your car. I mean, they gun it to brake, and then gun it to brake, and then gun it to brake. Where you could just be cruising, you never have to hit the brakes, you don't really got to gun it. You're just catching all the lights. You're getting out of the way. If you see a school bus up ahead, if you see, when you pass, and if you can see I don't know, man, smoke, anything, observe everything, and that's where you get your destination, through adapting to circumstances and navigating those, and not relying on sheer horsepower or numbers. And if you got men, it's good to have them disciplined. Analogy to the car, your car's tuned up, it's running well. Because even if you got one of those high performance cars, if it's not running well, then that's they got to do that too. But the point was, circumstances, you navigate them, and your men help you through them. But don't expect your men to be more important than the circumstances. That's the art of war analogy as I see it. Insofar as the great generals don't demand victory from their men, they find it in conditions. Peace out. Have a good one.